Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys. The latest Dallas Cowboys rumors indicates fans could be witnessing the final months of Tyron Smith's time in Big D. The star left tackle's 8-year, $97.6 million contract expires at the end of the season. ESPN's Dan Graziano believes things are likely coming to an end in Dallas for Smith. The NFL Insider labels Smith among his 14 surprise NFL offseason cut trade candidates. But it might now all be coming to an end. Smith's contract voids at the end of this year, and the Cowboys have to carry a $6 million cap charge for him in 2024 whether he's on the team or not, Graziano wrote on November 3, 2023. Again, he is about to be 33 and has had a tough time staying on the field in recent years. The Cowboys also drafted Tyler Smith in the first round in 2022 to replace him, in what my inner 14-year-old still thinks they hoped would be a Dread Pirate Roberts situation, where they just go from one Ty Smith to another and figure nobody would notice. Who knows if Tyron Smith will even want to keep playing after this season. But with a replacement being groomed and massive extensions on the horizon for Lamb, Micah Parsons and Dak Prescott, he might be playing out the final months of his stellar tenure in Big D. Before continuing with the video, I need to present a secret method that will make you lose 5 kilograms in a few days. If you want to find out how, click on the link in the first pinned comment. Cowboys sign Steelers' former 6'4" receiver, report. The Dallas Cowboys are adding a new wide receiver to their team. As reported by Jordan Schultz of Bleacher Report, the Cowboys are signing former Pittsburgh Steelers and Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Martavis Bryant to the practice squad. Comeback complete. Former #Steelers WR Martavis Bryant is signing with the #Cowboys practice squad after today's workout, sources tell Bleacher Report, reported Schultz on Tuesday, November 7. Bryant, 31, most recently played in the XFL. Before his NFL suspension in 2018, he had 18 TDs in 3 seasons with Pittsburgh. Bryant had actually worked out for the Cowboys earlier in the day, with Cowboys EVP Stephen Jones complimenting the 6'4" receiver. Via John Makota of The Athletic, "He's a guy that's a big, strong, fast receiver that we'll certainly take a look at," Jones told 105.3 The Fan. Cowboys don't plan to immediately elevate Martavis Bryant while the Cowboys are signing Bryant to the practice squad. There aren't immediate plans to elevate him to the 53-man roster, according to CBS Sports' Josina Anderson. With the Cowboys signing WR Martavis Bryant to the practice squad, my understanding there is currently no immediate plans to elevate him, writes Anderson. With Bryant's recent reinstatement by the commissioner, Dallas wants to methodically take time to evaluate him and see if he can add to what they have. Bryant has clearly had no camp and still needs to learn their offensive system. They will see how it goes. Bryant is best known for his 4 years spent with the Steelers between 2014 and 2017. The 31-year-old receiver caught 126 balls for 1,917 receiving yards. He was suspended during the 2016 season, and 17 touchdowns during his 3 seasons in Pittsburgh. His best season saw him catch 50 balls for 765 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns during the 2015 season. Bryant also caught 8 touchdowns during the 2014 season. Bryant's most recent season saw him catch 19 balls for 266 receiving yards in 8 games with the Raiders during the 2018 season. The former 4th-round draft pick had been suspended for the past 5 years due to violating the terms of his conditional reinstatement. Over the course of his 4-year career, Bryant holds totals of 145 receptions for 2,183 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns in 44 games and 18 starts. Why Martavis Bryant has been suspended during NFL career. As noted by Michael David Smith of NBC Sports, Bryant has been suspended multiple times due to violating the NFL's substance abuse policy. The 31-year-old Bryant was once among the best big play threats in football, writes David Smith. As a rookie in 2014 with the Steelers, he averaged a whopping 21.1 yards per catch and scored 8 touchdowns in 10 games. But he was suspended for the first 4 games of the 2015 season for violating the NFL's substance abuse policy, and then suspended for the entire 2016 season for another violation. The Cowboys will hope that Bryant, who has played professional football in leagues such as the CFL, IFL, FCF and XFL during his suspension, can eventually give their receiving core a boost. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys' second leading wide receiver, Michael Gallup, has posted just 22 receptions, on 38 targets, for 243 receiving yards and 0 touchdowns this season. Cowboys' $39 million starter in danger of eventually being cut, analyst. The Dallas Cowboys face a decision on the future of wide receiver Brandin Cooks, whom they traded for last offseason but who has been unable to get consistent touches. Through Week 9, Cooks has just 17 receptions for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns for Dallas. ESPN's Aaron Schatz noted the Cowboys could opt to move on from Cooks this offseason if things do not turn around for him. Cooks was supposed to improve the Dallas offense in 2 spots, Schatz wrote in an October 27, 2023, story about who is not working with their new teams. He was going to give the Cowboys a strong, consistent number 2 wide receiver to help take attention away from CeeDee Lamb, and that would in turn kick Michael Gallup down to the number 3 spot to improve that position as well. It hasn't worked out that way. The Dallas offense is 19th in pass DVOA this season, heading into Week 8, and Cooks has been part of the problem. His low total of 23 targets is a demonstration of the trouble he's having getting open. Cooks ranks 72nd out of 81 qualifying receivers in ESPN's receiver tracking metrics. His open score of 40 ranks 70th. Cooks does a little better in DVOA, which measures value per target, but even there he is 56th. Lamb, who is not part of the problem, ranks 12th. The Cowboys can move on from Cooks after this season if things don't turn around. Designating him as a post-June 1st cut would put $2 million of dead money on their cap in each of the next 3 years but save them $8 million on the cap in 2024. Cowboys Rumors. Dallas would take a $6 million dead cap hit by cutting Brandin Cooks in 2024. Cooks has a $4 million salary and $6 million cap hit for 2023 as part of a 2-year, $39.7 million contract. These numbers jump up to an $8 million salary and $10 million cap hit for next season. According to Spatrack, the Cowboys would take a $6 million dead cap hit by releasing Cooks this offseason. Schatz wrote that Dallas could opt to spread that number out over the next several seasons. Publicly, Dallas has maintained its commitment to Cooks. Yet, the team likely expected more production from the veteran. Cooks topped 1,000 receiving yards in 6 of the last 8 seasons heading into 2023. The Dallas offense also deserves part of the blame for not finding ways to get the veteran involved. Cowboys news. Both Brandin Cooks and Michael Gallup have struggled to complement CeeDee Lamb. Cooks has had 4 games, more than half of his appearances, this season with 2 or fewer receptions. It is not just Cooks who has struggled in the Dallas offense. Lamb has been the lone Dallas receiver to produce consistently in 2023. Both Cooks and Gallup have been unable to emerge as second and third receivers for the Cowboys. It will be worth watching to see if either Jalen Tolbert or Kayvontae Turpin can overtake these veterans' roles in the offense. The lack of a receiving threat outside of Lamb is a red flag as the postseason approaches. There is some good news in Dallas with the emergence of tight end Jake Ferguson. It just feels like if CeeDee doesn't catch 14 passes, then they struggle to outscore teams, an AFC scout told ESPN's Jeremy Fowler heading into Week 10.